Hello, we are starting a series of solutions for the last NECO examination for the outgoing SS3 students. So we are looking at the paper 3, the objective part of the questions. In subsequent videos, we would deal with all the questions from the first to the last in the objective. So stay tuned, make sure you don't miss out. And when we are done with that, we'll look at the theory part as well. We would also deal with all the solutions there. We will do that for maths, hopefully do that for physics, further maths, and chemistry. In case you've not clicked the follow button yet, please do so you don't miss out. Okay, here we are, number one, paper 3, first question here. We're asked to evaluate 2 wholes 1 over 4 plus 3 wholes 1 over 2 divided by 4 wholes 1 over 2 minus 2 wholes 1 over 4. How do we handle that? You can deal with the numerator and also the denominator separately. If you look at here, what we have is 2 wholes and also 3 wholes, so we can add the whole number separately. Okay, so for the numerator, let me put that for us to see. What we have is 2 wholes 1 over 4 plus 3 wholes 1 over 2. That's what we have. Okay, so what would this be? This is equals, we can pick the whole numbers 2 plus 3, take it. Okay, and then we now add the fractional parts. That's 1/4 plus half. That's what we have. Okay, so if you work this out, if you carefully work this out, you end up having for 2 plus 3, we end up having 5. Okay, the whole number part, and then plus. Now 1/4, we can use equivalent fractions here. This is 4, this is 2. 4 is, a multiple of 2 rather. So we can multiply 2 by 2, and that will give us 4 equal denominators, and multiply the numerator by 2. So we can have 2 over 4, okay, where 2 plus 1 will give us 3. So we can have as 3 over 4. So here becomes 3 over 4. We are through with that part. And if you further go, you will have 5 whole number 3 over 4. That's all. So we are through with the numerator. So let's do for the denominator. What we have is 4 wholes, okay, and then a half minus 2 wholes, and then 1 out of 4. So again, we can handle the wholes. 4 wholes minus 2 wholes. Take note, we are looking at 4 wholes, take away 2 wholes, so whatever that will give us. And then the next thing, we shall add half. This is the first fraction, and then take away 1/4, 1 over 4. Okay, there we are. So 4 wholes minus 2 wholes, what would I give you? 2, isn't it? And then half minus 1/4, if you work that out, you are still going to have 1/4. Are we clear on that? Okay, if I want to multiply this by 2, so that I have equal denominators here, 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1, 2. That will be 2 minus 1. It will still give me 1/4. So if we add this together, we will end up having 2 wholes 1 out of 4. Okay, all right, so let's look at this. We can change this from mixed fractions to improper. 5 times 4, 20. 20 plus 3, that will give us 23 all over 4. So what we have is that 5 wholes. We are taking it step by step so that you know what we are doing. So if you change this, equals 23 over 4. Okay, that's what we have. And then for the second one, here 2 wholes 1 out of 4. Let's work that as well. What would that give us? 2 times 4, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. So we have 9 over 4. Okay, so remember, we were supposed to divide the numerator by the denominator. So we shall divide 23 over 4 by 9 over 4. Okay, so the next step, we can say 23 over 4. Okay, divide that by 9 over 4. When you have a fractional denominator such as we have here, we are permitted to change from division to multiplication. So we shall allow the first fraction to still stay. So we have our 23 over 4. And then we introduce multiplication. When we do so, we shall take the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of 9 over 4. Just turn it upside down. You end up having 4 over 9. Okay, so 4 here will divide itself, 1. 4 here will divide itself, 1. We are left with 23 over 9. That's the fraction we are going to have. So here we can now have that this equals 23 over 9. That's what we have. And this is an improper fraction. We are expected to break it into mixed fraction. So here, 23 divided by 9, we will have 2 wholes. 2 wholes, okay? And what do we have again? 5 over 9. Okay, so we have 2 wholes, 5 over 9. That's the result. So this was the correct option listed there for the last exams. That's option D. Now that is if you want to use, you simply want to show working. Remember, this examination was objective. Nobody needs to see your working. Rather, what the examiner is after is your solution, isn't it? Okay, so if you have the calculator, the YA recommended calculator, how do you solve this? That's what I need to quickly show us, how one could still use a calculator to get this done in no time. Look at what the calculator will do for us. Now, for us to use calculator, let me write a calculator using calculator. If you know how to use your calculator, well, you can get these things done. You can get these things done easily. So the calculator usage, let me put it that way. Calculator usage, okay? Calculator usage. How do we get that? Watch what we are going to do. For calculator, if I bring my calculator, the first thing you do, you open your bracket, okay? Let's go ahead. I first of all open a parenthesis, open another one. Now what we have there, the first mixed fraction there in the numerator is 2 wholes 1 over 4. 2 wholes 1 over 4. Change these to improper. 2 times 4, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. That will give us 9 over 4. So I shall put here 9 over 4. Have you seen that? I close it. I introduce a plus sign. Okay. Have you seen? And then change this as well. 3 wholes 1 over 2. What would that be? 3 times 2, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. So we have 7 over 2. Okay. I put this also in brackets or parentheses as the case may be. And then I put my last, the external one. Are you there? That's what you do with calculator. And then you just go ahead, press division with your calculator. Open 2 parentheses as well, the first one and the second one. For the numerator, what do we have? That's 4 wholes 1 over 2. Change that to mixed or improper fraction. That will be 9. Okay. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 1, 9. Are we clear on that? Okay. Sorry, 4 times 2, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. So we have 9 over 2. You close it and then minus, you go ahead as well. The second one, 2 wholes 1 over 4. How do you change that to improper fraction? 4 times 2 will give you 8. 8 plus 1, 9. Okay. So you end up having 9 over 4. I hope we are clear on that. You close it and then close it. Equals to, just press the calculator. The moment you do this, the calculator will give you a result. Okay. The calculator will either display, depending on the format, 23 over 9. Okay. You do that, which will still give you 2 wholes, just like we had 5 over 9. So if you can use a calculator well, you can also get the result.